Right, yes, Shalom Akim. We are back at you with another quick lesson, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh by Hashem Yehoshai, by Hashem Rakah Kodash. Give double honors to all the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and the house of David is rising. So yeah, we want to take a look at this a word search. I want to go in a little bit, as I'm getting used to the words and getting into them. Going against setting a little challenge for myself just by understanding certain meanings and the etymology of words. So very, very, very helpful, as we know, in general as well. So 1 Corinthians goes in and 9 talks about Apostle Paul that's the head title there, the subheading there, use of liberty. Apostle Paul's use of liberty, and he gives us some nice pointers, some strategic pointers. As Yehoshai, also my video entitled Yehoshai left us a blueprint for strong faith and salvation. Apostle Paul also gave us some good strategic pointers for strong faith and salvation, and how to start and endure and finish a race. So Spirit seems to have me on these kind of subjects, man, where as far as being strategic, as far as being in a race, as far as winning races and writing checks that you can cash. Spirit has me on these kind of subjects at the moment anyway, but yeah, man, they're very, very intriguing. I like some of the analogies that he uses, Apostle Paul, and I like I might have to go into that word, analogies. I like analogies, point blank period. Anyway, you can get a lot out of analogies or proverbs or soliloquies. You can get a lot out of them. Words of wisdom. Words of wisdom a day takes you a long way. And we need wisdom in this wicked world. We see the deterioration of these people. A lot of them are turning to all forms of outlets, drugs, excessive drinking, violence, hoarding. That's what they're doing, because they know the world is ending. So they're taking up all sorts of left-hand side outlets, which is suicide. But yeah, we're gonna win. Yeah, we're taking up these words of wisdom from our forerunners, Yehoshai and Apostle Paul and many others. We're taking up these words of wisdom because we want to carry the torch. And yeah, Lord willing, we meet them. All of us meet up there in the chariot, because we want to be successful in this race. So without further ado, let's check out what Apostle Paul has to say. Some strategic pointers of how to win the prize. 1 Corinthians chapters 9, and let's start from 23. It says, "And this I do for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you." Apostle Paul done a lot for the gospel's sake. He done a lot of self-sacrificing. Now I jump down to 24, and a lot of things he went through, man. He bitten by a snake. I would say he was an extreme character, as most of the prophets were extreme. Yeah, so I read that again. "For this I do for the gospel's sake, that I might be partaker thereof with you. Know ye not that they which run in a race run all but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain it." They say there's only one number one winner, but that's in the as far as the corruptible crown. But with Yehoshai, there's 144,000 and the great crowd too. You understand? Yeah, the apostles, the elders, the 144,000, the great crowd, which are the 1/3, and they're all winners. To finish the race is the goal, and you are a winner if you finish, and we want to finish, man. 1 Corinthians chapter 25 now. And everyone that striveth for the mastery is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we are incorruptible. Right? You want an incorruptible crown. Why would you not want to win that? Why would you not want to finish that race for an incorruptible crown? Immortality. Yeah, 1 Corinthians chapters 9 has got a lot of 25. There's a lot in the whole chapter, but we're going to pick out some bullet points, some strategic pointers of how to write checks that we can cash. Let's go in. The word striving for the mastery is temperate in all things. Let's check out the word temperate. I can look at one verse and I can see a lot in there, but I just want to get to the point. Lord willing, we just go in the spirit. Don't have to be a long drawn out video. I try not to do them too long, but as we know, it's all of the spirit. It's all of the spirit. Temperate, right? Oh, we got here. Let's check out this word here. That striveth for the mastery. The mastery. Let's go to temperate, and then we can come back to that word there.
Strong's G 1467. Ekratuamai. Ekratuamai.
Temperate is temperate. First of all, let's go to the Strong's. In the following manner, can contain, be temperate. Can contain, be temperate. To be self-controlled. Right. Yeah, to be self-controlled. Contained, continent, to exhibit self-government, similar to self-control. Conduct oneself temperately. How do you do that? What is that? In a figure drawn from athletes. Yeah. And for brothers that know all about the different types of sports, we'll be able to relate to a lot of these words with what we're going to bring out today. You need these kind of words synonym in your strategic game, no matter what it is. Basketball, football, tennis, table tennis, squash. You need to be temperate. As far as being an athlete, you need it, point blank period. Who in preparing, and this is we're in a race. This race is a life race. It's a race that we want to win. We don't want to fall by the wayside. We want to finish it. And that is how you win. This race is about finishing. A marathon is, when you ask any marathon runner, when they go on them marathon runs, ran in the inner cities, some of them, them all people that from all different races and all different classes, these marathon runs are 21k and all that, 24k, and they enter onto them. If you most of them, if you ask them, they just say to you, they would answer, what do you want from this race? Oh, I'm doing it for charity, so I just want to finish. Most of them don't care to win; they just want to finish, and they got all kind of paralytic, I can't say the word, disabled people. Yeah, one-leg people, people on crutches, people in wheelchairs, deaf, dumb, blind. So they need their guide dogs, because they're just entering to challenge themselves, or to gain some sort of challenge to overcome, or to gain some winnings for charity, so they say, or just to be on the, just to be in it, just to be in the race. But you need this quality here. Whether you don't want to win or whether you just want to partake, you need to be temperate, especially in a marathon. It's not a sprint. Drawn from athletes who, in preparing themselves for games, obtain from wholesome food, right? Unwholesome food. Yeah, you have to obtain from unwholesome food, so you have to be correctly nourished, eat the right foods, right foods, wine, to abstain from unwholesome foods, wine, sexual indulgence, yeah. And in boxing, which some people who are very serious will abstain from sex for at least 6 weeks minimum, at least. But some don't even care to do that, you know. But if you're entering into a serious competition in boxing, you will abstain from sexual indulgence and wine, unnecessary wines, unwholesome foods, burgers, chips, and fatty fried foods, fried fish, and all them kind of things that are bad for you. So I say that to say it's the same with this truth, in this truth of life. As we broke down a little bit yesterday, with Yahushua gave us the blueprint to put down baggage and heavy weights, the unnecessary stresses and cares of life, things you don't need, put them aside, man. Yeah, same way in this race. So this is why we're getting some strategic pointers how to run a race from Apostle Paul, another warrior in this faith. Apostle Paul, another warrior. Yahushua was the ultimate warrior though. But they all get their credit where it's due. We give credit where it's due, because we know that Yahushua was the chief, the chief author and governor and the prince. So he gets the ultimate prize, the crown. And he's right now, Yahushua is on the right hand of Yahweh. And that's Psalms 110:1, man. He's sitting at the right hand of Yahweh to receive his enemies. And he's going to put them and use them as his footstool. Why? Because he put the work in. So we're looking at them, both of these role models. These are our role models. None of these other fools that sold their souls to the devil for a corruptible crown, they're not our role models. These are the ultimate real role models. Yahushua, as I always like to say, Yahushua, King David, Apostle Paul, Jeremiah, there's a whole list. King Solomon, which we know he was King Solomon. Yahushua was King Solomon. Moses, which Yahushua was David. So if you can receive it, man, we got the best role models, the best teachers, and on every subject that I like to keep stressing, and I'm going to keep stressing. So self-control, contentment, self-government, conduct oneself temperately, being they call it tunnel vision, having tunnel vision. And you can have tunnel vision if you got tunnel vision, or you're in the zone in this truth. You have a blessing. That is a blessing, man. And for those elite sportsmen, they tell you there's a time when they're actually playing, whatever it may be, tennis, was it Rafael Nadal, Djokovic, all those real high level tennis players tell you there's a time when they're just playing and everything seems to go right for them. They call it being in the zone, and they will tell you also you got the same in a lot of sports where everything just seems to fall in place in the zone. We can say we can get that when we're in the spirit. We can get that too. We can get in the zone, man, and that comes from Yahweh. Why Yahushua? Getting in the zone. We always pray to get in the zone. Like we pray to enter into the kingdom, into the chariot. We keep praying consistently, excessively, right? To get into the zone, to stay focused, tunnel vision, So to be self-controlled, contained, conduct oneself temperately, right? Basically, unloading yourself with all these unnecessary burdens, right? Putting that weight aside. Unwholesome food, wine, and sexual indulgence. Just excessive indulgence in things that ain't good for you. Just to say in a nutshell. So middle voice is it exercise self-restraint in a diet. Chastity cannot contain to be temperate. Chastity, they say you keep abstain yourself from all those unnecessary things. It's chastity. Excessive self-restraint. You need that, man. If you're gonna go into a marathon, first of all you got to have that self-sacrificing spirit, because you know you've got to give up you're gonna put your body through some pain. So if you're a little bit like that, I like to put myself through things from time to time. We're gonna get new bodies anyway, so with balance, but something that the spirit had me be able to do, put myself through certain things to get through it, seeing the light at the end of the tunnel and persevering, which my best teacher now is Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Shai. So yeah, man, temperate. That's it, temperate. I want to look at Google, man. What's Google saying? See what Google's saying on this word temperate. And come back. Finish off the lesson with the blue letter. Relating to or denoting a region or climate. We don't want temperature. Characterized by mild temperatures. Not that one. Just mild climate, pleasant, agreeable, easing, gentle, palmy, restrained. Yeah, that's more on the point there. Restrained, moderate, controlled. Yeah, disciplined. That's what we want there. Discipline. Temperate means to have discipline. I had to discipline myself to do this video, knowing that it's not one of my easiest things to do. Getting into reading with my condition. For anybody that knows about dyslexia or you got it yourself, you got to apply yourself a little bit more harder as far as when it comes to numeracies, reading, and using words. And I'm challenging myself right now, challenging myself to be able to say words and express myself, because if you know about dyslexia, there's a thing about words. We put words in the wrong places sometimes, in the wrong places at the wrong times. Sometimes they put the right words in the wrong places at the at the right time. It's all funny, getting things all back to front sometimes. There's different symptoms with there's different levels of dyslexia. I've got, anyway, for those that know. But I'm challenging myself right now. Right? So it's self-denying. Yeah, self-denial. Someone, again, Yahushua did that. Apostle Paul too. All the prophets have to do that. Yeah, denying the flesh. Obstinate, which is short for abstaining too. Obstinate. Interpret. Immoderate. Let's see, one more. Is temperate? No. Really, that's all we're getting from that. We don't need no more than that. Yeah, unless we go to check something else out. Temperate synonym. Mild climate, basically the self-denying, austere. It's basically the same. What's the opposites? So synonym is the same. What's the etymology got to say about this? Because I'm just itching to get back to the blue letter, and we're gonna finish off, man. Modest, forbearing, self-restraint, not showed by passion, not swayed by passion of climate. That's denying the flesh. This is an excellent word search here. Yeah, not swayed by passion of climates or season, not liable to excessive heat or cold, from Latin. Restraint, tempertus, if I pronounce that right, I butchered it, so yeah. Restraint, regulate, limit, moderate, sober, calm, steady. So it's a lot to do with self-control and discipline. Moderate, regulate. That's what we want, man. Bring to a proper, suitable state of modesty, or to modify some excessive qualities. To restrain within due limits. To observe proper measure. To be moderate, restrain oneself. Also transitive, mix correctly. There you have it. The sense of a proper time or season, but as one root sense of Tempos to be, the word is to restrain, modify. That's it. Let's get back. The ultimate point there, restrain oneself. And that's something that if you haven't got it in this truth right now, you better get yourself to apply yourself to it. And we got the best teachers. Now's the time, because things are falling apart around us. This kingdom is out of there, and we want to be out of it. We don't want to go down with it. So we need these qualities, man. I look to my teachers, the highest teacher, Yahweh Shai, and Apostle Paul, and many others, man. Self-control. There you have it on moderate. To exhibit self-government, conduct oneself temperately. You got enough out of that one. Yeah, for game to right. Here we go. I'll read that again. In a figure drawn from athletes who, in preparing themselves for the games, abstain from unwholesome food, wine, and sexual indulgence. Right. Enough said on that. Let's go back and check out another word. And the point is already made, man. Temperate. Why we need to be temperate? Let's check out.
Strong's G75. Agonidzamai. Agonidzamai.
To strive for the masteries, you need to be temperate. So we're striving for the masteries after our prime examples. Let's go. Yeah, to enter a contest, contend in the gymnastic games, you need what we just looked at. You need to be temperate. To contend with adversaries, to fight. Yeah. And all top boxers, as I said, top boxers, elite boxers, understand that they need to abstain from wine, sexual appetite, unwholesome foods, unwholesome drinks. They understand that, and they do it. The ones that are serious about it, do it. The ones that are not that serious about it, they don't really do it. Right, yeah? So we learn from there's good examples and there's bad examples. To contend, struggle with difficulties and dangers, to endeavor with strenuous zeal, strive to obtain something. To endeavor with strenuous zeal, striving to obtain something. And I'll tell you, I get a real sense of that when I just say, right, I'm going jogging. I just get a sense of, I want to know what it feels like sometimes. If you want to know what it feels like, yeah. And this is a health tip. I got my physician hat on right now. If you want to know what Apostle Paul felt like in the flesh sometimes, and all prophets, although it's spiritual, but a lot of it is carnal too. It's the flesh you're denying. Do a little marathon, something, or just do a brisk walk, whatever. Anything that you find hard, try it. Just do it, and then you get a sense of it. You understand what I'm trying to say? To enter a contest, contend in the gymnastic game. Every time I do a video, I'm challenging myself to be, and I'm casting off demons. Yeah, I'm casting off demons when I do a video, especially if I get into do them tests, right? That's a challenge for me, but I want to challenge myself, and I feel like I'm casting off the dyslexic demon. Lord willing, I will be healed from that on this side. But if not, that's one of my thorns in the flesh. That's a condition of the battle for me, dyslexia. But if not, if I don't get healed on this side, I will be healed in the kingdom. Or actually, I will be healed as soon as I get a new body and be beamed up in the chariot. I'll be healed. But if not, I'm going to continue to keep fighting, because that's what we like to do. That's what prophets like to do. We're fighters, yeah, or mighty men, or warriors, or our examples that we're looking at now. Apostle Paul, he talks about that, to contend with adversaries, fight. And yeah, we're going to keep on fighting. Whatever thorn in the flesh we have to keep fighting. And there's a lot of brothers that have their own little struggles that they're contending with. Just keep fighting. That's all I'll say about that. We're looking at some of the Apostle Paul himself, some of these strategic pointers, how to win. And that word I'm struggling to pronounce, that could be another lesson for me. We're looking at Apostle Paul's strategic pointers how to win, to contend, struggle with difficulties and dangers, to endeavor with strenuous zeal, strive to obtain something. And the reason why I breathe from time to time, I have to keep myself calm. Yeah, I have to keep myself calm and keep myself balanced when especially when it comes to doing things like the academic side of things, and even other things too. But it helps me to focus and center myself. Yeah, struggle literally to complete for a prize, figuratively to contend with an adversary, or genitive case to endeavor to accomplish something. So if you like a challenge, Akim, if you like a challenge, watch Apostle Paul, watch his ministry, check out the books of Apostle Paul, the Corinthians and Romans, check out a lot of his books. You will see how to cash those checks. Don't write checks that you can't cash. He shows us, man, and all the prophets show us how to write checks that we can cash to finish the race. If you like to challenge yourself, right? To endeavor to accomplish something, fight, labor, figuratively to strive. And all prophets have the fight in us. We all have the fight in us. So I want to end with that. On that note, point is more than made. Lord willing, we've got other words we can bring out as far as getting into the examples that we're looking at. Apostle Paul, all my role models that the Most High was so generously gave us. Paul's use of liberty, and we looked at some of the pointers, some of the strategic pointers of Apostle Paul, how to win the prize. So giving our praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yoshai, to Wadatio Ba'ashem Yoshai for giving me the spirit to do this video. The house of David is rising. It's on to the next one.